finding ourselves finally in Generation 3, we can talk about the wondrous things that have changed. And not only do the graphics look better, but a lot of small mechanic changes. But I feel like highlighting a smaller aspect is probably the more easier thing to go for right now. But if we talk about the bag, as we've already talked about with Generation 2's changes, the pockets are mostly the same, but there's a few differences. As we scroll through, not only do we have the normal items, Pokeballs, TMs, HMs, and of course key items, but we have the added berry pouch, which is really nice because if you remember in Generation 2, it would be located to the items, and while Ruby and Sapphire have the same amount of 20 slots per pocket as Generation 2, this is increased in Emerald and in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but even back in Generation 2, having the berries take up spots would, well, make it really, really annoying. And overall, I do think this change is pretty good. The list format is also a lot better. It feels like you can scroll down a little bit faster, which is a nice change as well, a nice quality of life. And then at the same time, as you specifically look at the berry thing, it's always going to be organized based on the number of the berry, which is something a little bit different than how it was originally, where you can, move it around like a normal item, which you cannot do in the berry selection. But yeah, that is the Ruby and Sapphire change. Where basically the same thing as Gold, Silver, and Crystal, with a little bit of difference. But something that is exclusive to Ruby and Sapphire in Generation 3 is that if you go to item storage and deposit, you can actually deposit key items. You're not able to do this in the later Generation 3 games, but here you can put everything you want in, which is kind of wild. Apparently Red Orb can't, which is very odd. It's the only one you can't. But yeah, so you can actually store key items, which is, a nice little Easter egg you could tell people about. But yeah, the bag change, not big, but we'll be talking about specifically Fire Red and Leaf Green down the line, whenever that may be. The bag changes there, because they are kind of interesting. And while I would love to talk about Emerald, it's just a bag increase. Like, I think it goes from 20 to 30 or 32 or something like that in the slots, and that's not important enough for its own video. So we're just gonna call it a day here on Ruby and Sapphire. Amazing bag change of one pocket, and that's it.